going to be doing between the current governor of Pennsylvania on the Democratic side, Governor Shapiro, versus the Republican vice president at the moment and most likely frontrunner for 2028. That being J.D. Vance. We'll be going through these states in order of electoral college vote, which means we will start out with the district in Nebraska, since that's just one electoral college vote. I think this will be a pretty easy one for Democrats to win. It went blue in 2024, and that if it goes blue then, it'll almost certainly go blue. I would even guess by a more significant margin. I still think it'll be in the realm of 3 to 5 points, but that is going to be how I'll call the district there in Nebraska. And then next up we go to Nevada. I'm going to do a similar rating there. Shapiro, I think, would do quite well in the Rust Belt, but he's also, a moderate candidate that I think would perform well throughout the swing states. J.D. Vance, compared to Trump, definitely a little more moderate, but I don't think would do quite as well as picking up that independent, moderate Republican, moderate Democratic vote of both parties, as well as independents. And I think that that would be enough for Shapiro to win the state of Nevada by a lean margin. And then we'll head over to Wisconsin. Wisconsin, going to put that in Shapiro's column by a lean margin as well. There is going to be another state that I think Shapiro will also win by a lean margin. But that is going to possibly too. But for now, that's how I will call the state of Wisconsin. Next up, we have Arizona. Arizona, I'm less confident in that, but I still think it would be in Shapiro's column. That is going to be 11 electoral college votes added to his total, 253 to 219. And then next up, we have the state of Michigan. Michigan, I think Shapiro would perform quite well in the Rust Belt. So that is going to be how I'll call Michigan. I do think we may get a similar projection for the state of Pennsylvania, but that will be at the end. Next up, we're going to go down to the other half of the Sun Belt. We'll start out with the state of North Carolina. This, I think, is most likely J.D. Vance's best hope at a swing state victory. I think it will be close, and I think that Shapiro really does have an opportunity here to potentially win a state that hasn't been won by a Democrat on the presidential level since 2008. The national environment right now definitely favors Democrats, and I think it's a real possibility, but I think the most likely outcome at the moment is that North Carolina will remain in the Republican Party's column, so that's going to be the call there. And then we're going to get now to Georgia. In Georgia, I'm going to put that into the tilt blue column, and if I called that correctly, before I call that though, it looks like Shapiro is 2 votes away from the presidency, and I think that Georgia will push him over the edge. That shows us 284 to 235. And then lastly, we have Shapiro's home state. Now, Vance is winning his home state of Ohio by a likely margin, and I think that that is very reasonable. Ohio is definitely less of a swing state than Pennsylvania is. It hasn't always been that way, but for now, we're going to go with that. So Ohio in Vance's column, but I think the state of Pennsylvania, I think Shapiro, I don't think he would win it by quite as high of a margin as if he had been running for the gubernatorial position, governorship, but I think he would still perform quite well, especially if he could get running mates like Gretchen Whitmer or Pete Buttigieg or somebody who also has Rust Belt appeal in the other 2 Rust Belt states. I think would be a very impressive ticket for Democrats to put forward. But with that, that results in 303 to 235. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.